Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening, I'm Jace Mackey. City of Lloydminster officials, along with the governments of Alberta and Saskatchewan, have agreed to updates to the Lloydminster Charter, the city's governing document. The amendments to the charter came into effect on January 1st. Some of the changes include the addition of council disclosure forms, a review clause to reopen the charter every 5 years, and other changes to bring the city in line with municipal legislation in both Alberta and Saskatchewan.
Key and critical that we stay on equal footing. My biggest concern and council's biggest concern is if there was grant funding available and we didn't meet those conditions because of the charter, we were disadvantaged, and we wanted to ensure that that would be dealt with. And that's one of the pieces that came out very clearly, and I think the governments both understood that in our conversations with them, that we're not asking for any more, but we're certainly not willing to accept any less.
Mayor Albers is happy to finally have these changes come into effect and adds that it helps level the playing field between Lloydminster and other cities.
It is going to get us as close as we're going to get. It gives us the opportunity to again be in front of government on a more regular basis. And that's very important because 5 years is a long time, but it's not really that long. It's a term in 1 year for us, and same for the government, but being that each provincial government's on a slightly different schedule. So it's important to be able to have that as a basis, and we have a strong document to start with, and we'll continue to try and modernize it. And government, what we're hearing from both governments today, they want to continue to modernize red tape reduction.
Now, the last time the Lloydminster Charter was updated was all the way back in 2013. The Mount Joy Snow Resort returns for its 57th year, but with that comes some financial complications. Mount Joy, located 20 minutes southwest from the city of Lloydminster, is an entirely volunteer-ran snow resort. This year, however, has been a difficult one financially.
More recently, this year our insurance increased. Last year we paid about $7,000. This year for the same insurance it went up to $33,000. So that's a terrible hit.
Now, despite the increase in insurance, the Mount Joy team is optimistic for the upcoming season.
It's a real jewel in this area. It needs to be supported, and in order for that to happen, especially now under the pressure we're under, people need to come out and volunteer to help out. So right now the more volunteers the better.
For bookings and more information, you can visit mountjoyresort.com. A local creative studio has a magical event planned that you can ride your broomstick down to.
You know, it's cold outside, and it's something to do and get in from the cold and just hang out with your friends or your family. And we like to do specialty events like these once in a while. It's fun, and it just brings people together.
Art Soul Life Creative Studio will be holding a Winter Wizard party on Friday, January 20th, and anyone ages 13 and up are invited to join.
I ordered a few different selections of stuff that we don't have on our shelf, so there's some fun little surprises that way.
The Winter Wizarding Party will include trolley-themed snacks and various magical ceramics for people to make their own. Tickets are available on their website. Now excited to see Alberta in that show, and someone else who I know is very excited for that show is Shelby Clark. Let's check in with her for a look at weather.
Yes, indeed. I am so excited for The Last of Us show. It's going to be amazing. We will be talking about it a bit more later in our entertainment panel near the end of the show, so please make sure to stay tuned because we got a lot more information, what's going to be all invested in the show, more about the actors, what to be expected, but hopefully everybody's watching it because that video game is fun, and I think that show is going to be even better, especially with some yummy Pedro Pascal in it. Okay. Taking a first look at your weather forecast, we are just sitting at -14. And with that wind chill, we aren't seeing too much of a wind chill at all. So we are just sitting around that point with -14, -15 degrees. Mixture of some sun and clouds. So although we are feeling quite cool compared to yesterday, as we are kind of continuing it, we are slightly warming up as we go on through the evening, because we will be warming up to those single digits just in time for the weekend. So that'll be nice to get a beautiful weekend ahead here in the border city. Switching over to temperatures across the region for Alberta and Saskatchewan. On the Alberta side, most spots are seeing around -13, -14 degrees. Most spots are just sitting at -12 at the moment. We are looking at that -11 for Wainwright and up in Cold Lake and over in Lac La Biche. So coolest we are seeing is just at -14, I would say, for the Alberta side, which is nice to see, although we are seeing those double digits. But, you know, at least we're not hitting those -20s. Going over to our Saskatchewan side, they are looking slightly cooler in some spots compared to our Alberta side. -10 up in Isle La Crosse, as well as down in Macklin. We are seeing around -12, 13 for Pearson and Green Lake. Meadow Lake is the coolest with that -15, and the rest are just seeing around -13, -14, like us here in Lloydminster. And now going over to North Battleford, they will be going down to low of -14, so won't be cooling down by too much for their evening low. They will be seeing another calm night tonight, and a pretty nice night, I would say. You know, we've seen some worse temperatures, so pretty nice. And then North Battleford will be expecting a daytime high of -6, so that single digit as well for tomorrow for their Saturday. Although we are expecting some freezing rain and, you know, definitely going to be cloudy, not seeing too much sun. So although we are warming up, please make sure to watch out for those icier conditions. Cold Lake will also be going down to low of -14 tonight, not seeing too much of a crazy conditions for tonight either, so pretty calm. And then it will start up tomorrow for their Saturday at -6, so they will be warming up, although of course they'll be seeing some icier conditions and seeing a little bit of some slight flurries as well throughout the morning into mid-afternoon. So just please make sure to watch out for that, and if you're driving, please drive carefully. For us here in the border city, we'll be going out to low of -14 for our evening low, so expecting the same conditions as we've been seeing throughout the week. Then we're getting high of -5 for tomorrow, so definitely warming up. And be prepared, of course, we are starting off with that freezing rain right in the morning, so please make sure to watch out for that. If you're going to be walking around anywhere, anything like that, please be safe. And now ending off with some weather photo submissions, ending off for the week. Thank you to everyone that have submitted. Great shot of this, Shirley. Absolutely love to see it. Everyone got some beautiful photos, you know, for the winter season. I absolutely love that people got out there and got one. And this is a funny one here. Someone's really enjoying the snow there. Absolutely going for a little snow swim almost. I don't know how he's doing it, especially in that outfit, but love to see everybody's enjoying it. Thank you to everyone once again. That's all I have for now. Hope more coming up after the break.
As we take a look at some agriculture news, Lakeland College has acquired new land for their growing bison herd that is part of their student-managed farm. Here's Thomas Wildman with more.
Today we have Dr. Alice Wainwright Stewart, the president and CEO of Lakeland College, and she is here today to talk to us about the bison land acquisition that the Lakeland College just got this year. And so thank you so much for being with us, Alice.
My pleasure.
Alice, tell me a little bit about the bison program that you guys are running at Lakeland, and what exactly this land acquisition, how is it going to affect the program that you guys are running with the student-run farm at Lakeland College right now?
So first of all, I want to start by saying our student-managed farm is powered by New Holland, and we're so excited that we have the privilege of a partnership with New Holland. The other major reason why we were allowed to acquire this land is because of a major donor, Armin and Rita Mueller, who are amazing individuals. Armin, who has since passed, has had a vision about the importance of bison in Alberta and what it can do for Alberta and its economy. And he's had a long dream on this. Not a native Canadian, came as an immigrant from Switzerland, and he has some amazing insight. And we are so grateful for his contribution and what he's kind of sat down as a foundation to help us build on a past. Bison has a huge past here in Alberta, as well as Canada, as well as North America. And to be able to look at that from that perspective and really look at bison as a unit of our student-managed farm, really take on a unique capacity, not only to look at the future land management, but also to look at what we do with bison in the future and how that can be part of the economy.
Tell me a little bit about kind of exactly what land you guys have acquired and how it's going to work specifically with the student-run farm and some of the programs that you're going to be running besides just, of course, caring for the bison.
So really, this acquisition of land, it's 8 contiguous quarters. So we know with our immediate farm operation with all the animals that we have a variety of land around, but having a body of land that's 8 contiguous quarters, you can do that. And we were fortunate to purchase it from a landowner who's already set it up as a bison operation. So the pastures already have some of the, if you want to call it, rotational methods of utilizing the land to kind of preserve the land. So that piece, there'll be elements of that because the students will have those opportunities to learn how we utilize the land for a big group of animals and how that can be preserved. So if you look at, we not only have the unit of bison, but we have our beef units, we have our research units, we have our dairy. That particular land will be used for livestock research, and there's open opportunities for some of the cultural experiences with our Indigenous people that we haven't even considered yet. We've just had some chats about it with some of our individuals. So that land will be used for that. So when we look at it, we haven't decided exactly what it will be named, but it could possibly be the Lakeland Ranch on how that moves forward, of course, with some acknowledgement from the Mueller family who made this purchase possible.
Final few questions here. When are the bison going to be officially moving into the new land and some of the other animals moving over to the Lakeland Ranch, as we'll call it?
We have our bison in 2 different places. The one particular place that they will be coming from, that will probably be our news release. That group of bison, I believe it's coming. We haven't tapped the exact date that the trucks are available, but we are going to have an Indigenous ceremony before the bison come on the land. So that, stay tuned for that. There should be some publicity out there. It's not, that area isn't going to accommodate huge amounts, but we're trying to make sure that we have the individuals that are part of that, some of our board members, some of our government officials, so that we can make sure that we've kind of charted that special moment of our bison hitting the land with an Indigenous ceremony. So that's what our plan is. Believe it will probably be the last week in January, and then that will be the first group of bison coming in, and then it's going to be staggered after that.
Thank you so much for all the information today, Alice, and we hope for a lot of success with these bison programming and for the future of bison in Alberta and of course across Canada as well.
Thank you so much, Thomas. We're quite excited.
And now let's take a look at today's egg prices. Now turning things over to the ice surface, the Lloydminster Bobcats are getting set for a 2-game homestand this weekend against the Drayton Valley Thunder. Now the first of the 2 games will be taking place at the Civic Center tonight. Both teams are coming into this weekend's tilt with 26 points each, which can give either team an opportunity to move up in the standings in the North Division.
We know what's on the line here. We know that if we can get ourselves a little bit of a cushion with a couple wins this weekend, that it'd be a lot, mentally it'd be a lot better going into the back half of the season here. And, we still remember about last year in the playoffs, and, we had good battles against them. So, a lot of us were in here for those. So, we still got some bad blood between each other. So we're excited to go this weekend.
Puck drop for both tonight and tomorrow's game is set for 7 p.m. And as always, we wish the Bobcats the best of luck in both of their games. Time now for us, though, to check in with Shelby Clark for a look at weather.
Thanks again there, Mr. Jace Mackey. Yes, now taking another extended look at your weather forecast. We will be starting off with our central zone of the provinces. On the Alberta side, some spots have definitely warmed up for today. We are seeing some with those double digits kind of continue on from what we were looking at yesterday. -11 in Whitecourt, while as Athabasca and Edmonton at -12. Cold Lake is just at -10. The rest are seeing those single digits. We are seeing those -3s and -5s on the board, and over in Jasper actually at that 5-degree mark. So Jasper has definitely picked it up for today compared to the rest. Switching over to our Saskatchewan side, although they are looking slightly cooler compared to our Alberta side, while most spots are just seeing well past that double-digit point. -13 in both Saskatoon and Meadow Lake, while we are looking at those -14s over in this area here with Prince Albert and Melfort. North Battleford is probably the coolest, just as they are just reaching -15. Going over to our northern zone here, they are looking, it's kind of seeing the same conditions as what they were looking at yesterday. Slightly cooler in some spots. Most are just at -9, so still seeing those single digits. -11 down in Flin Flon, and we go a bit higher up, and they're starting to cool down. Uranium City at -16 now. Stony Rapids has officially reached that -20. So Stony Rapids is breaking that record of that warm streak and definitely cooling it down for today. Switching back over to our Alberta side now, they are looking slightly warmer with those -8s in most spots. The rest with those double digits, Slave Lake and High Level at -10, and as we can see, -18 in Fort Chipewyan, so they are even getting closer to that -20 point. So some spots have definitely seeing a drastic change in conditions from what they have been seeing on that streak throughout the week. Going over to our southern zone, however, look at this. They are definitely showing off right now, as all spots are seeing those plus temperatures. Ridiculous. You know, I think we're pretty jealous over here. Coronation is still quite cool at -9, matching more of us in the central area, and the rest are seeing well past those plus conditions. 4 over in Banff, all those 5 here in Medicine Hat. Calgary's just at that 7-degree mark. Lethbridge is the warmest, just under 10 degrees. So Lethbridge is definitely switched up from what they were looking at yesterday. Going over to our Saskatchewan side now to kind of end things off, Yorkton is definitely looking the coolest with that -11. Regina and Estevan kind of following suit with seeing those single digits, but still in the minuses with -6, -1. And Kindersley there is just at -6. And then we got Swift Current and Moose Jaw right in the center here, seeing those plus temperatures with 2 in that 3-degree mark. So some spots are definitely switched up for today, while others are kind of seeing that cool streak continue on. But we will be seeing that kind of start to warm up as we head into our weekend. Now looking at some overnight temperatures that we can expect for our surrounding areas, although we will be warming up with these evening lows, which is nice to see. Looking at that low of -10 for Isla Cross, most are expecting a low of -11. Paradise Hill is expecting a low of -12. As you can see, condition-wise, there is some that are going to be expecting that freezing rain to kind of start off throughout the evening, throughout the night. Especially for Meadow Lake, seeing around a 75% chance, a little bit of flurries throughout the evening. Going to be turning into some freezing rain in the morning. Bonnyville is also expecting around a 60% chance of that freezing rain to kind of start off throughout the night. And then we even got Isla Cross seeing definitely a 90% chance of expecting around 2 to 4 centimeters of some snowfall. So for condition-wise tonight, we aren't going to be so lucky. It definitely will be feeling a little bit more crazier as we head into the weekend. Looking at our hourly forecast, you're here in the border city, for tomorrow, we will be starting off slightly cooler with that -10 right off in the morning. And as I was saying, we will start to warm it up as we go through mid-afternoon throughout the day. 2 or 4 p.m., seeing that -7 and even get into -6 for our daytime high as we head on more into the evening. So we will be expecting a beautiful day tomorrow, I would say, for that temperature here in the border city. But although, please watch out for that freezing rain because that will be coming. Now, as I was saying about that freezing rain, we are expecting those icier conditions off in the morning tomorrow, so please make sure walking or driving, be safe. But we will be seeing those nice warm temperatures continue through Sunday, starting off next Monday. That's all I have for now. Our Jason Mackey will have more news coming up.
I'm super excited to be joined here today with Brandy Schwenk, who is with I Love Alberta Boobs and is going to give us a little insight on their Rock for a Cure event coming up on March 11th. Thank you so much for joining me, Brandy.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
Yes, I am as well. So can you start off by telling me a little bit about what I Love Alberta Boobs is and what the Rock for the Cure event is all about?
Sure. So back in 2009, me and some friends started a walk that was held in Calgary. And we raised money for breast cancer. You had to raise money to participate. Then they ended up canceling it a few years later, and we had gotten really good at fundraising. So we decided to just keep fundraising and not do the walk or anything else related with that. And I met my co-founder there, Rebecca, and she was a survivor. And we just wanted to keep helping, watching her go through all her treatments, all of that stuff. We just really wanted to reach out to people directly. We ended up losing Rebecca. She lost her battle in 2017. And that's when I kind of realized we need to help local women specifically. Not, I mean, we were funding clinical trials before, so we were helping out, but it never felt like we were actually touching people. So we decided to just give our money to local families who are currently fighting breast cancer. And we started doing that, I guess it would have been the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, and we help 8 people a year, and we've actually increased it now to $1,000 per recipient. So that's usually our goal for Rock for a Cure, is to raise at least 8,000 or more. The more we get, the more we get to give back to families in Lloydminster.
I'm so sorry to hear about your friend. And I know breast cancer is actually way more common than most people think it is. So I think it's definitely a market that needs to be thought about a little more. And I'm really happy that you are doing that. So can you tell me a little bit about what's going to be at the Rock for a Cure event? Is there live music? Is there going to be any dancing, anything like that?
Oh, yes, all of the above. Yeah, we had our 10th anniversary in 2020, right before everything shut down. We snuck it in just before, so that was amazing. And it's honestly, you said you're new to Lloyd, so you probably don't know, but it's honestly the best time you're ever going to have. So I hope to see you there. But yeah, we have a band coming from Edmonton, Chronic Rock. They are phenomenal. Female lead singer, and honest to God, she can sing just about anything, not just rock. So there's pop, probably a little country. But definitely a great time. And there is always dancing. Like literally, that's what we do the whole time. And then we've got the usual silent auction items. We'll have a 50-50. We may do door prizes. It's going to depend on what kind of involvement we get from the community with that. And then we always have a midnight lunch as well.
So what kind of prizes are you guys offering at the auction? Can you give us a little sneak peek on that if you know?
Well, I do know for a fact that we have one, maybe two, I'm not quite sure, Michael Kors purses. So I typically have to stay away from that one. I know Remax of Lloydminster has always donated like a great big picture frame full of lottery tickets. It's a huge hit. And then we always have our local ladies who do some baking, and there's usually cinnamon buns. There's always lots of good stuff, like always. It takes a lot to hold myself back.
Yeah, with the purses and the baked goods and the dancing and everything, I'm definitely going to be showing up. So I assume many others will also be doing the same. That kind of goes into my next question. Is this something for people of all ages, or do you have to be like 18 and above?
You actually have to be 19 this year because we have moved it to it's the old Wild Rose, but it's called Nissan Hall now. So it's on the X grounds on the Saskatchewan side. So you do have to be 19 and up. But it is good for any age above that. We've had some younger people there. We've had quite a bit older people there, and then everybody in between. But it's a great time no matter who you are, because they do play music, like I said, like new and old. So there's always something for everybody.
And for the people that maybe want to attend the event, do they have to buy tickets online or reserve a table, or how does the process go for that?
Yeah. So this year we're just doing it via text or phone call. It was easier than trying to set up a platform online again. We had glitches with it a few years ago. So basically all they have to do is call or text me. My phone number is everywhere, but I can tell you again if you want. We do have reserved tables of 8, and there's only 2 of those left. And I even added more already. So things are selling out quite quickly. We're about 80% sold out already, and it's only January.
The community support is obviously phenomenal then, by the sounds of
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah, we've had people wondering when we are coming back full in person, and I said just give us some time and we'll do it, and now we're doing it, and everybody has been like calling constantly.
Yeah, this year sounds like it's going to have an amazing turnout. And do you have a goal of how much money you want to raise for this year that surpasses the past years, or what do you guys have in mind for that?
My goal this year is 15,000. I haven't worked out the numbers, but then we could definitely increase our donations per person. And it gives us a bit of a cushion to work with too. So if we ever come across someone, who's maybe not made it into the application process, but we know is struggling or really needs help or whatnot, we like to be able to have a little bit extra to help out where and when we can.
All right, thank you so much, Brandy, for giving us some insight on this Rock for a Cure event. It sounds like it's going to have an amazing turnout, and I'm excited to go check it out for myself. So thank you so much for giving us that insight on that.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, and thanks for spreading the news for us.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
The Lloydminster Youth Council wants you to join them coming up tomorrow afternoon for a free skate right here at the Outdoor Oval in Lloydminster. It's just outside the Service Sports Centre, and you're invited to come down with the entire family tomorrow afternoon between 1 and 3. And there's going to be some cookies and pizza for people who are skating. Plus, there's going to be a chance to win some prizes like co-op gift cards and more. So the Lloydminster Youth Council, they hope that you can join them tomorrow afternoon. You'll find more details on their Facebook page. Award-winning country star Aaron Goodman is coming to Lloydminster. His It's the Ride tour, his first ever headlining Canadian tour, it's going to launch right here in Lloydminster on Friday, January 20th at the Vic Juba Community Theatre. You know his big hits like Lonely Drum. You're going to hear that song. You're going to hear incredible stories. And Aaron Goodman, award-winning, he was named Songwriter of the Year at the CCMA Awards in 2018. He's bringing a special guest with him, Haley Benedict. It's going to be a fantastic show. Get all the details and get your tickets online, vicjubatheatre.ca. The Vermilion Folk Club is very proud to present some great live music coming up on Monday night. Gordy Tentree and Jackson Haldine, they're going to be live at Copper Cork. Tickets, they're available right now for $25 each. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Joining us today for this week's entertainment panel is the lovely Abby St. John. Thank you so much for joining us today, Abby.
Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Oh, who would? That's what I want to ask.
Exactly.
Who would? This is the best day of the week.
Exactly, yeah. It is. It is.
We got some good, there's so much that's happening, of course, with the Golden Globes. That was a huge topic on the go for this week. But, one we really want to center on, I think, is Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
And, there was a little bit with them, of course, when it came to the Golden Globes with winning 3 trophies, I'm pretty sure, at the Golden Globes. There was also, a good announcement that they were renewed for season 3. So I think that's really something that we should bring up and help get the word out.
Absolutely. I'm not surprised by it being renewed. I don't think anybody who watches the show is surprised that it was. It's, it's garnered so many reviews, so many viewers. Like, it's one of the best sitcoms / mockumentary series on TV right now. It's so popular, and it's amazing what they're doing also outside of the show as well, bringing awareness to underfunded public schools in the U.S., setting up scholastic book fairs and, giving supplies to teachers. It's amazing what they're doing with the show and outside the show as well. But yes, at the Golden Globes are, they have their own controversies wrapped around them, but however, it's still worthy to talk about. They won, Quinta Brunson won for Best Actress for a comedy or musical TV series. They won Best Musical or Comedy Series as a whole. And Tyler James Williams won for Best Supporting Actor in a comedy / musical series. So that's very exciting. 3 Golden Globes, they got awards for the first season as well. And hours before they renewed season 3, they were also nominated for the Screen Actors Guild for Best Comedy Ensemble and Best Comedy Actress for Quinta Brunson. So this show is getting the awards and recognition that it truly deserves.
Yes.
It has the perfect amount of comedy where it's not over the top. and all the characters and actors just flow so nicely together, and they have amazing chemistry, and they're all hilarious in their own right. I'm confident that this show is going to be a long-standing and long-running show.
100%, and I think a lot of people are in the same boat where they aren't surprised by it, and they're just like ecstatic to know that it's continuing on.
Yeah.
Like, just want some more seasons of this show. And yeah, like compared to The Office, like I personally love The Office, as we all know, and it's nice to see that not only do we got a new show, like you said, that has that same style, but also I just love seeing that representation with like having some more strong Black characters in it as well, to just kind of represent and show off like some of the attitude or like the side eyes to the camera and all that. Like I think it's great. They even got their own little love story building with Gregory and Janine. Everyone's waiting for that slow burn. And, you know, of course, that was on The Office as well. So I think they're doing a great job of having that. And like you said, bringing awareness and just being able to focus on actually helping out underfunded schools.
Yeah, and they're doing their own thing. They're similar to The Office, but it's not like they're trying to be The Office.
Yeah, like they got their own kind of plots going.
Same styles and, you know, kind of, you know, similar themes, including obviously the mockumentary style.
Excellent news for them, and I'm really glad to see the recognition they got for the Golden Globes. But like you said, you know, a little bit of controversy there, but you know, still great to see that they're getting those awards and how happy they were.
As well.
Yeah,
you know,
their speeches were super cute as well. Like so, I think it was really good for them regardless. But we got something else on the go that I'm personally really excited about because I love the video game with a passion.
Yes,
I love it. Last of Us show. Now that one's coming out very soon here, literally coming up this weekend. So it's gonna be fantastic because, you know, from the adaptation, like the live version of it, I think it's from the reviews, already amazing reviews that we have seen, especially on Rotten Tomatoes with that score critics. But just from looking at the little teasers we get, the little small little clips, they look like they're just doing it perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Of course, there has been talk on Bella Ramsey playing as Ellie. Like some people are saying they don't really look that much alike, but I'm just kind of like, they're not always going to be looking exactly alike. It's just how they're going to be able to act as that character. And it already seems like Pedro Pascal, Bella Ramsey is going to be a great duo. It's going to be just absolutely fantastic. And something I'm really excited about as well is knowing that, you know, the original voice actors for Joel and Ellie in the video game, Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson, they are literally going to be in the show as like little side characters.
Yes, I think that's very exciting. And you know, critics are stating that this is the best screen adaptation of a video game. Of course, we've seen a ton of adaptations for multiple different video games. We even have a Super Mario Bros. Movie coming up this year. So the video game came out in 2013 and sold over 20 million copies and garnered a sequel to the video game. So that's very exciting. And obviously, like you've played it, you love it. It's a very popular video game. But it's very promising seeing the great reviews, and even I've seen even a couple of reviews from critics saying that you don't necessarily have to know anything about the video game. I think people need to give it a chance. It has a 97 critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Excellent.
And, you know, it's not even out yet.
Well, and people that are fans of, you know, horror and, you know, zombies in itself, they're going to love it. I mean, they don't even have normal, you know, Walking Dead zombies. They got some really feisty zombies that move quick, you're done. I would be dead if I was in this world, no problem. Simple. Yeah, like, you have to be quick with it. They got, you know, clickers, they got bloaters. Like, you have no idea what's coming in this show. And I'm really excited for it to come out to really represent what you can play in the video game, because people are going to be absolutely shook. And they just got to give it a chance. But that's all the time we have for this week's entertainment panel. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today, Abby.
Of course, thank you.
Ending off with a quick look at your 7-day forecast now for here in the border city. We will be expecting that freezing rain tomorrow, so just be prepared. Please be safe out there. Although we will be seeing those single digits. Look how nice these conditions are for the rest of the weekend into next week. We are getting spoiled this January, I would say. We'll be looking at those -4s for the next few days, and then even looking at -2 next Thursday and Friday, and expecting a slight little bit of snowfall.
Thanks for that, Shelby. That is crazy. Single-digit temperatures. What is going on? It's time now, though, to see who is taking home a Pet Pad gift card. One of my favorite parts of the week. Who's it going to be? Shelby's doing her extra drum roll here in studio. And Frank, look at you enjoying the snow outside. I know next week you'll probably be going on a lot more walks since it'll be warmer than it's been recently. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for sharing that cute photo with us and everyone who shared their photos with us so far. this week, and will continue into next week, but we'll be in touch with you on Monday to let you know how you can pick up that Pet Pad gift card. Primetime local news. Thank you all so much for joining us on this Friday night. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday.